What's up, people? Everyone? What you're going to be seeing here today, obviously, if you've already haven't gotten the hint, is the fourth set of MCOMs in Damavand Peak. A lot of people figure this part highly favors the defenders, and I actually happen to agree with that logic because there's only really 4 areas of attack, and that's direct down the middle, usually using a tank or jeep, where I'm being shot at now currently. The 2 side tunnels, and you can use a helicopter to go over the top of the mountain and come in through the tunnels through the back. Plant maybe a spawn beacon or 2, and you can constantly have a flanking route from behind to try and get the MCOMs. But let's face it, most of the time most people don't use or aren't smart enough to use the beacons, so that's not an option. So it's more like 3. You have a direct middle route to attack through and the 2 side routes, which is basically like shooting fish in a barrel because they have to go down this route to get to the MCOMs. And a properly good tank driver, like in my case here, won't let them go anywhere near this MCOM here. And if you have proper I didn't hear, but if you have proper teammates, you can keep them suppressed and kill them off, feed them through those tunnels, which is basically, well, an area where they can't take any cover, an area where they basically have to sacrifice themselves to get to the MCOM to get to, and, well, as long as you play it smart, it highly favors the defenders, and the defenders are going to win like 90% of the time. Like, I personally almost never lose when I'm a defender. This particular match here, I joined quite late. I think I joined with 1 MCOM left on the 3rd set of MCOMs in the building right before the tunnel. I died, and then I'm pretty sure that I spawned in the tank and came in. I cut that part out because it's boring. Obviously, you would have figured out the logic that I've reached the inside of the tunnels with the tank already. I got lucky on a couple of occasions because the guy I was playing with happened to actually realize that, yes, this guy's good in a tank, and if I keep him in the tank, we're going to have a significant chance of winning this match. So he kept me alive, and so far thanks to him. But obviously what you're going to be seeing here is me basically pillaring with the tank, using the cover here to make sure that I can't be flanked. And if my teammates were smart enough, if we killed off the group, as you saw earlier, that were behind us, that forces them to spawn further back, pushes back our defenses, buys us more time to set up shop, buys us more time to understand their routes and where they're coming from, and that'll help us win big time, which we do. This tunnel here is basically the only spot that I could possibly be ambushed from if we properly defend. Because that tank will be coming up the center way, and any infantry that come down the center way usually get mowed down, so the infantry are forced to take the tunnels. When they take the tunnels, if people wait at the tunnels, you can mow them down, and it's basically just making sure you can try and feed down their tickets before anything happens. That's a big danger there too, is the people that usually use the C4 to try and take out the tank. So again, luckily enough, thankfully, that 1 or 2 guys were repairing my tank, keeping me alive. Otherwise, if we'd given up the tank, I guarantee you, if that had blown up the tank, it's almost 100% certainty we would have lost. Because it would have pushed us back, and then their entire front wave would have been there before we had a chance to do anything. Anyway, real quick, yeah, I always say real quick now. Oh. Anyway, watching this, let me know what you think about other gameplays lately, because I've been, as much as I'm known for recon, a lot of you guys subscribe for recon. I like doing recon, but sometimes it gets boring because I'm the kind of guy that when I play a game, I like exploring all avenues of every conceivable angle of a game. Playing one is not something that's, conducive to fun for me. I like exploring every aspect of a game. It's always been my style. It's always been my type. So that's why if you look, like a lot of people will say, oh, they'll look and they'll come here from the long-range sniping tutorial, and they'll be like, oh, well, you should do recon. I thought you were only known for recon. Then I'd say, well, no, because if you look at every other video I have, yes, I've done recon because a lot of you guys want it, but I do everything. And if you look at my battle log, it'll show that I, again, do everything. I love doing a bit of everything in this game, and doing only one thing, to me is boring. If it works for someone else, that's fine. I'm not going to critique them. Like, I know there's a lot of particular infantry only or jet only style channels, and that's fine. If that's what you like, go for it. But it's not me. I like doing a bit of everything. But anyway, my main point is, yeah. What do you guys think of this tank gameplay? I have a lot of infantry style games saved up as well. I've been waiting to bust those out, but then Endgame came out, so I was stuck posting a lot of Endgame videos. But I have a lot of infantry stored up, so if you want to see them, I can put more of those out as well. I have another, I think this was a 20-in-1 tank match. This is the pillaring technique. You use the buildings for cover, you peek out, you shoot the tank, and you get back to cover again. Very simple. The only real way I can get flanked is through that little tunnel there. If my teammates aren't observant while I'm trying to take out the tank, that becomes a danger at times. But that's why proximity scan is huge, because any possible enemy that can come after you, you already see them. So if you know where they are and you know where they could potentially attack from, that's half the battle already taken care of for you. That's why I always prefer proximity scan. If I know someone I'm playing with is using proximity scan, then I'll usually run reactive armor. We get the best of both worlds. But my breakdown real quick before the video ends is proximity scan, IR smoke obviously for locks, and to basically destroy any chance of them. It also works as a good way to mask where you are if you're in a close tank fight or something. And also, I use HMG. HMG and LMG are debatable, but HMG never runs out, and it's also quite damaging against vehicles, so that's a plus for it. But that's my loadout for tanks. I have another video coming out soon that's endgame that basically gives you more tips with tanks if you like that. It was like 26-0. I single-handedly destroyed everyone to win the match. I found it a lot entertaining. I think you will too. But yeah, have a look at this. Tell me if you want to see more of the infantries, more of the tanks. But of course I'll do recon more in the future. But I like all aspects of Battlefield. See you later.